Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetri K, and I am the 5-star general. Some of these black women, they feeling some kind of way about this Ice Cube playing, like they've been left out the plan. Well, I thought you were black. But we're going to talk about it. And also, I'm going to take you back for a little bit to the Negro Leagues and talk about a Negro League bat catcher. Let's go. Say, man, I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for tuning in. Without y'all, it wouldn't be a show. So I really appreciate y'all tuning in as well as my other two co-hosts. I'm gonna start it off like this here. People, want to find out how I'm feeling. I'm hurting, but I'm in the middle of a war. That's why I put my helmet on tonight. And I got to just rub some dirt on it for about an hour. And then I go back into my shell. But I'm doing okay. I just got to take my meds, and when the election is over, we'll go through surgery and clear up whatever problem we got. Tonight, I want to talk to you. Hold on. Oh, I thought I was having a baby. If I was, we need to go see a priest. That's them spasms. I want to talk to you tonight about a Negro League bat catcher that's masquerading as a principal in the Houston Independent School District. Now, let me ask y'all a question. If you got the COVID and you a teacher and you get sent home, should you be doing schoolwork or should you be dealing with the COVID? Well, I know you don't like when I know your business, Miss Negro League bat catcher. But let me tell you what you send out to your staff. If you have stated that you are presumed positive for COVID and you are sent home or at home for being presumed positive for COVID, with you not displaying any symptoms, I didn't know she was a doctor as well as a Negro League bat catcher. The expectation is that you will work from home for 10 days virtually. Please know that you are not absent from work unless you call in sick. I don't even want to read the rest. Ma'am, are all AKAs as stupid as you? I see why they hang out with you, because they might be just as dumb as you. Hold on a second. If they got sent home because they had the COVID, then why should they be running a virtual classroom if they might be at home sick as a dog? But see, this is what the Houston Independent School District allows to happen with these bully principals, that, it is what it is. Okay, they need to call in. I get that. But what does the teachers union have to say about this here? See, all y'all do is get that money every 2 weeks you get out these teachers' paychecks, and you leave them hanging. Say, man, if y'all don't clear it up, I'll be in front of that school in a wheelchair. I don't care nothing about my back hurting. But I thought last thing, Demetri and Donovan, I think, Demetri, you were here, the Houston Independent School District says that they will close a school if they have 2 or more cases of the COVID. Ma'am, do you want me to tell you how many teachers you got sent home? You want me to tell you how many cases of the COVID you got with kids? Say, man, I understand that you used to catch for Satchel Paige, but this is not the Negro Leagues anymore. You cannot do the things that you used to do to modern day teachers and students. Fix your business over at James Madison High School, or the OG is coming. What's up, Donovan?
You guys are having the same issues that we're having way over here. But yeah, welcome to the War Zone, you guys. It is Friday, so we're going to get the barbecue out. We're going to go ahead and do a super spreader event like we usually do, and just, party it up, no mask or no nothing. But you guys missed if you guys didn't watch the debate last night, Yeah, basically, you didn't really miss anything. It was a basic snoozer. It's the same thing that we've been telling you guys about for the longest. But did anybody catch the fact that Joe Biden could not answer what he did in the 8 years for Black folks when it comes to that crime bill? He would not answer that question. So we're going to chop it up tonight. Like I said, the 5 stars. He's feeling it, but it's called dedication. Demetri, what do you got going?
Hey, I don't know why I felt compelled to say that, but hello, everybody. Gary, I was like, what's going on over there? Was you doing the exorcist? You was going through some contortions and everything. You had me concerned for me.
Say every now and then I get a back spasm and it break me down, man.
I thought you had Tourette's or something going on over there. Well, anyway, I hope that you feel better. I've never had a backache, but I've heard all about them. I heard they ain't no joke. So, but I have had contractions. I don't know if they compare at all.
Let's just say it just feel like when you see me wince in pain, I can take pain. Right now, if I had to gauge it 1 to 10, I'm probably on a 25. So I can take a lot of pain, but when you see me squinch and whine, and it just feel like somebody just hit me in the back with a hammer.
Well, you know, I hope that all subsides soon. You get you some good medication, something. You need somebody to walk on your back or something. I don't know.
They ain't freed the weed yet. The Vicodin.
Now you know that ain't stopped man Negro from smoking it, okay? So anyway, y'all, welcome to Friday night's edition of the War Zone. As you guys know, we were not here yesterday because of the debate, as Donovan mentioned. We wanted to give everybody a chance to watch the last presidential debate before the election, which takes place in 11 days between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what'll happen. Will we know the results on election night? I believe so. I believe we'll know. I don't think it'll be a close race like it has been in the last couple of years. I think it'll be pretty cut and dry for a whole host of reasons we could talk about it another day. But anyway, we'll talk about the debate. But we also want to talk about, as we have up here, some Black women feel left out of the Ice Cube plan. So specifically, what had happened was there's a show on Fox Soul. Fox Soul is a streaming service that's dedicated to the African-American viewer. And they have a show on there called Cocktails with Queens that features Claudia Jordan, Selena Johnson, Lisa Ray, and Vivica Fox. So 4 Black women who in their own rights are legends somewhere, right? And so they ended up having Ice Cube come on to talk about his contract with Black America. And at one point in time during this segment, it got pretty heated because Claudia Jordan asked Ice Cube, well, where is your plan for Black women? And Ice Cube said, well, you're Black, so this plan is for Black people. And so they kind of got into a heated discussion, and they asked him about, him meeting with Donald Trump, and Ice Cube said what he always says, they're both evil white men or whatever the case is. And, I'm not voting for either one of them, but I am asking them. I sent my plan to both of them. You guys know the story. Sent my plan to both of them. The Trump administration got back to us. And so when I say the 4 women went ham, okay? They went off on Ice Cube, and then talking about, well, I don't agree with you as far as Biden being, not a good dude. And he's like, listen, I'm not really here to argue and, scream and all of that. But I'm just letting you know the plan that I have. But he says, if you want me to, I will write a plan for Black women. But he says, only if you guys will help me. Y'all Black women, But the other question is, you got Kamala Harris, who is a Black woman, in whatever way you want to see her. We're going to leave it at that. As a Black woman, why are you putting the onus on Ice Cube, who is a Black man, instead of the Black woman who is potentially going to be the next vice president of the United States? Why doesn't she come up with a plan for Black women?
Well, then where's the Black LGBTQ plan? Then where's the Black half Hispanic mix plan? Where's, when does it stop? I mean, that's why it's called the Black plan. So if you have any connection to Black, this plan is supposed to incorporate all of us.
I'm gonna say this here, man. Why it always take a few knuckles to mess some up? If I was Cube, I'd take my plan off the table. I'd take it off the table and take all my millions, go hide out in my mansion, and say to hell with them. When you know the black women are who they are. You know, a lot of strong black men wouldn't be strong if they didn't have a strong black woman standing behind them, standing next to them, standing in front of them. You feel what I'm saying? So I recognize and respect that. But some of these black women, the folk out here with you know, how many of them I want to ask this question because I mean I didn't watch it. How many of them up there single? Was up there single?
A lot. I think just about all of them are single.
The vindictive black woman seems to always have a problem with the black man who trying to do something.
Y'all want to see the clip?
Yeah, put the clip up.
Okay, let me see if I can share.
Yeah, put the clip up.
And you know, another thing though, here you are talking to a man that is worth 168 million minimum, and all those chicks combined ain't even worth $5 million.
Damn.
The problem, I'm telling you, they scorn, you know, and it is what it is. I mean, look, everybody want to be the rocket scientist right now. Everybody want to be the person that know what's best for black people. And a lot of these people don't have a clue. They're so disconnected from us down here on the lower level that they don't really know what's going on. So you want to nitpick the only person, well, not the only person, because we had a group that did the same thing. You want to nitpick the people that actually sit down and come up with strategies to try and help, you know, us. So the thing is Cube, if I was you, because I know somewhere down the line, my people done got this, you know, this show to it. Say, man, take your plan off the table and tell these Negroes them. On the real, dog. Take your 168 million. Take your gal, your wife, who been your wife forever. Go hide out in your mansion. Pay as less tax as you can pay, and let these Negroes feed for themselves. So if they got a problem with it, let them feed for themselves.
All right. So I think this is the spot. So let's play it and see what happens. For those of you guys who didn't see it.
I'm talking about black people pressing him to give things to black people. Everybody treated him like the boogeyman. Nobody would go and press him to give things to black people. The stuff that he's doing to the rest of the country, I understand that, but we raggedy. We got to get our. We have to press any president that ends up winning. We have to press, or it's not going to work. We can't just press one side.
He says when we keep pressing that the other people are fine people. I mean, is that right? He won't denounce the people that hurt us and suppress us. And then the policeman had his neck on somebody's neck for 9 minutes. He never support them.
I'm not here to fight about what he did, what he didn't do. Is he a good white man? Is he a bad white man? To me, they pretty much all the same. So now,
I don't agree with that.
With that said,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with.
I know we've had all kind of presidents, and our situation hasn't changed. So that's why I said they're pretty much all the same when it comes to a president and dealing with our situation.
I gotta ask this question. Because you're on this show with the Cocktails with the Queen, and there's a reason for that. It wasn't to have you defend or not defend Donald Trump. It was about, I care about what's in this contract with Black America for women, and it's not, we're not mentioned at all in the contract with Black America. And
when you mention black people, you mentioning black women, so don't count yourself out.
Yes, that's not true. Just like administration say that when they
black people is not black women. Black women are not included in black people.
No, but that's like you saying. That's like when the president says minorities, then he's including black people. But we all know that's not the case. Black women have specific needs that are not also being met. And we also feel that there should be some things that are specific to us in our plight as well. And
I understand that.
I feel like as a black man, you can lead. I feel like
Well, I just offered y'all to write a section up for it. I just said I don't mind if you guys help us. If you guys help us write a section. I've been open to all kind of experts in putting this together. It wasn't just me. We dealt with experts in all fields of this contract with Black America. So we're willing to deal with experts in the section when it comes to women. So that's no problem.
Okay,
I'll help you write it. Say
you do get the money. How soon do you think your plan is going to go into effect? When will we start seeing the benefits?
I'm not getting 1 quarter. Okay, this is something he's promising to the country, and he's gonna have to implement it in a way.
So as y'all can see, thank you, Gary. As y'all can see, Ice Cube, it was more like they jumped him, if you will. It was more like a gangbang. Never mind. Yeah, so they jumped him, and it didn't seem like they were too willing to listen to anything that he was saying. I mean, I thought he was pretty transparent and clear in his delivery, but I think they had preconceived notions about Ice Cube and what he was doing already. And Vivica was just.
Well, let me jump in here for a second, because Cube, you got some backup, homie. Let me tell you something about Vivica. Right now, her panties. See, ain't nobody gonna say it like 5 Star. I'm gonna go on and say it. Your panties in a bunch because your ex-boyfriend said he was gonna rock with Donald Trump. So now you got a problem with anything Trump do or say. I'm gonna tell you like right now. When the last time you had a movie? You probably ain't making. You probably need that 1,200. You probably need that 1,200. Her attitude is garbage. It's always been garbage, and that's what it is. So my thing is, if they feel they can come up with what's stopping them from coming up with a plan? What's stopping they Einstein asses from sitting there and creating their own goddamn plan? See, the thing is, if you want to be individualized, be individualized. Stop screaming for the black man to come to your defense. You had one black man that decided he's going to come to your defense and he's going to stand up for everybody. And now you want to shit on him? Say, man, just like in the movie Straight Outta Compton, put your middle fingers in the air and say, fuck Vivica Fox.
Did you guys know Vivica Fox was an ex-Soul Train dancer? Did you guys know that? She was but anyway, no, once again, this is the problem in our community. A lot of, women, because the men are not there, have bought into the fact that they are now leading the families, and they believe that everything should evolve by what they say and what they do and how they should do it. Now, again, how you can take yourself out of something that says black and you look at your skin, that it doesn't make any sense to me. And then the other chick talking about when you say minorities, that has nothing to do with blacks. That has everything to do with blacks. We're included in that group. So it's like, are these women educated, or do they even know what they're even talking about? But even if you don't, Cube is still putting out something that they're not willing to do themselves.
Problem with women like that, not black women like that. They want to control everything. You want to control the man. You can't even have a good sex with a woman like Vivica because she wants to control how she takes the deck. She won't let you be a man. Yeah, I'm going to come out with it tonight, man. Hurt back and all. I'm going to tell the truth. Ain't nobody listening to Vivica Fox. She is irrelevant at this point. And I'm just telling you the truth of how I feel about her. You know, her panties are in a bunch because 50 said he was supporting Trump because of his tax plan. I know how this woman operates. I done studied her. She trash, and that's what it is. You do better going to the hood, to the projects, and finding you somebody that's getting $1,200 or some food stamps before you mess with a dominant male type female like Vivica Fox.
Well, tell us how you really feel. It's got to be the helmet. It's got to be. I want one of them helmets. I don't give a damn helmet. Whatever. I need one of them. But no, yeah, absolutely. And Gary, you and I talked about this a little bit earlier. It is somewhat emasculating, I would think. You know, here Ice Cube he's a black man. He's got this contract for Black America, with Black America, whatever. and he's, taking a lot of heat for it. And again, Ice Cube doesn't have to do that. Ice Cube is worth over $140 million, and so he's got his money. This is not something he's personally doing for himself, but yet here he is on their show, the Cocktails with Queens, and it was just like a pack of wolves. Well, what about the plan for Black women? And he tried to tell them you are Black, and so this plan includes you. And, and to that case, where's the plan for Black men specifically in that plan? It's for Black people. And so, to me, I see it as another way to be divisive.
Well, if you think about it, it's just like what Malcolm said back in the day. The house Negro will always go to the defense of the house master. When everybody's planning on leaving, oh, master, they're going to leave on Thursday. Be ready, be ready, be ready. And that's what it looked like to me. It's like they didn't even really think of the concept of what the overall picture of what Ice Cube was trying to do. They're just automatically, no, that ain't it. We ain't got no women. Why does it specifically have to say women? Why does it have to do that? But again, if you look at most of those women, none of them are in successful relationships. None of them, and then they ask themselves, why I can't find a good man. Well, maybe, there's all kinds of reasons to that, but there you go,
Vivica is a prime example of what I tell people. Vivica is beautiful. Vivica is sexy. But when you are that age, I know Vivica's in her 50s. Lord, where the baby at? Well, I'm gonna spit the baby out.
Spiking, yeah. The 5-star's having some back spasms, so give us a couple of seconds.
Vivica's in her 50s. And I always ask people, when a woman look that good and she that age, why she ain't got no man? Something wrong. Something is mentally wrong. As I said, some women don't want to be led by a man. They want to live by the Bible, and they want to say they gonna do it the right way, and let the man lead. And okay, in this case, let Cube do what he do. But see, Cube, I'm gonna tell you something, big homie. This is how I operate. I like helping school kids, and I was trying to help these people with these kids in a school district recently. And all of a sudden, things don't move as fast as they wanted to move. Oh, he must have got paid. He must have sold out. So get what I did. Fuck y'all. And walked off. So now the phone ringing a month later. We need your help. I'm not inclined to help you. You ain't got but one time to drag my character for no apparent reason, and then I can step out your way and let you deal with it. You see what I'm saying? And have no intentions of going back and dealing with the situation. Vivica Fox, realistically, and I don't care, because even you women have to admit, Vivica needs some dick. She is trash. She's lonely. And anytime that she can bash a black man, that's what she's going to do. And that's how I feel about it. This ain't got nothing to do with no plan. I thought that black women were black people. I remember what I said before. You deal with LGBTQ issues, especially if you're black, you got to deal with black issues first. Let's deal with that first, and then we can deal with the LGBTQ issues. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is Vivica Fox need to go sit her old ragged ass down somewhere.
Yeah, all of that. But the other thing too is, you guys talked about it. Ice Cube, being a man, he's on there leading the way, and he went to their platform to talk about something he's taking a leadership position on, and immediately they jumped on him, and they tried to tear him apart. And it's like, to me, it's a sad example. Even if it wasn't about the contract with Black America, it's a sad example between Black men and women. You have a Black man who is like, okay, Black men take a lot of heat for not doing A, B, C, and D. And here this black man is who has a black wife for what, over 30 years now. He's been with this same black woman, got black kids and all of that. So he's doing a fine job.
Since high school. He's been with her since high school.
So virtually since forever, right? They've been together since forever. And, you know, he's trying to lead the way, if you will. But you got these women who are showing, I guess, all their other viewers. I'm assuming maybe they have a large woman or women-based audience, showing these other women. And well, we can't be led. We can't be told nothing, especially by no man. And then we gonna get on here and act like a pack of wolves and try to tear him apart. And we're not gonna let him get a word in edgewise. And we just gonna be snapping our fingers and rolling our necks and all this other stuff. And he even had said it. Look, I'm not on here to argue with y'all. Hey, listen, that ain't even why I'm here. You know, but they wouldn't give a brother a break. So I think it's really a sad example of the relationship. Not all black men and women. I don't want to say that, but you know, especially on a national platform, and that's how you talk to your black man, not their black man specifically, but a black man. He on there, he was cordial. Ice Cube wasn't, you know, acting all gangster and hood and, you know, acting crazy with them. He was pretty, you know, cordial, if you will, and they just came unglued. It's like, wow.
Yeah, you would think, you know, with their platform, that, you know, one thing about me, I don't really say a lot, but people always say I ask great questions. I'm a great interviewer. So if he would have came on the platform right here, I'm going to ask, you know, the questions that a lot of people want to know so they can understand what he means. Because if you're in an interview and you got a guest on your show, you're not there to rip them apart. You're there to understand their stance in what they're doing or what their platform is, and to break it down to the average person that might be listening. So instead of them asking questions, they're just, you know, oh, you black men can't tell me that, y'all can't lead me nowhere. You know, nobody wants to hear all that. We got a lot of problems in our community, you know, that we need to address. What is it about his plan that they may have a problem with? You know, say that versus, well, what about women? He answered your question. You're black, so that's you. Next question. You see what I'm saying? And just keep it going from that point.
Well, I like the comment that Tina Walk made, and white America is laughing again. Exactly. Because every time we seem to make some progress, it's always a nickel somewhere that's going to mess it up. It's always a nickel somewhere that's going to mess it up. But we also have to remember that Malcolm, and I've said it 1,000 times, said that when the revolution starts, we got to get rid of some of our own people. So if that's those type of black women, throw their ass in the trash and be done with it. Demetri?
The other part of that too is, and I agree with Tina, you know, and white America's laughing again. Not that we care what white America is doing. You know, Dr. Muhammad came on here a couple months ago and told us, you know, we shouldn't be concerned with what white people think about us and all of that. But to the other part of that, Tina, look at how vehemently they were defending white men. They were attacking this black man and defending, you know, a white man. I'm assuming it was Joe Biden, because they you know, I don't agree with that when he said that both of them are, you know, I'm paraphrasing, bad men, bad white men is what he said. They, you know, I don't agree with that. You know, so it's like you attacking this brother and defending this white man who has a record that says he's been very adverse. Both of them have, Trump and Biden. But, you know, Biden, since that's who they seem like they were defending, he has been adverse to black people.
Well, real quick, let me just say this. To me, some of the people on the panel have dated and slept with white men. So that's the first thing as a black man that I saw. It was like, oh, there they go. They're going to defend, you know, white daddy before they, you know, rock with the brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, you up here defending, you know, this white man, but you going hard on Ice Cube, and he's just on there. I'm assuming they invited him to talk about his plan. But to your point, Donovan, you don't bring people on to, you know, dogpile them. And that's pretty much what they did. I mean, the dude couldn't get a word in edgewise. If it was me, I'd have clicked off of there. You know, we virtual now, so you can just click off. You ain't got to undo your mic and walk off. Yeah. You can click off.
and Demetri is known to do that from time to time. You know.
No, but I mean, it's like, he was very friendly. You know, it was just like, rah, rah.
Well, if you notice, he was trying to be professional and stay on point and get out of the persona of what people think of Ice Cube as an entertainer. You know what I mean? If I'm saying Ice Cube, oh, you think he's gonna have the cap, the suit? You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. No, he came on there as a man outside of the character that we know him as O'Shea Jackson. He came up there as O'Shea Jackson, the man, and said, "This is the plan. This is what we want to do." So. But 5 Star, did you see that video that I sent you earlier this morning with your girl Maxine Waters?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Fill me
in. Dimitri, go ahead and fill him in on that one. That one, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, so the clip is so Maxine Waters, I forget the guy's name, but she has an opponent. He's a Black Republican, sort of like Kim Klacik in Baltimore. She's a Black Republican running against whoever has the seat there. I can't remember right now. But
this brother's kind of like Wendell Champion. He's kind of like that.
Right. So he's challenging Maxine Waters. He's challenging her. And basically what he did was he shot a video from the steps of her $6 million mansion. It says, this is where she lives. He said, this ain't in her district.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Joe Collins is the Republican. Joe Collins.
Joe Collins. So he stood like a G on the steps of her mansion, okay? Talking about this is where she lives, $6 million mansion. This is not in her district. He says she won't even drink the water in the district that we live in. And so then he walks through the neighborhood and says, it looks like it's left in time. And this is who, people keep voting for. And she's done absolutely nothing for the district that she represents. And so he's challenging her for her seat.
Well, and the reason I bring that up is my question to you is this. In Houston there, how many mansions are in 3rd Ward?
If you go down McGregor, you got quite a few. But that's like a segregated, rich Black neighborhood. And everybody know on McGregor, and some of those mansions are older. Some of them are very new. But the thing is, if you're living on McGregor, you got to have that money, man.
Correct. See, now out here, there ain't no mansions in South Central Los Angeles. That just doesn't happen, okay? So she lives in Calabasas where Dr. Dre, all the big folks live. Now, according to the law, you're supposed to live in the district you represent. Now, I know where she lives in Calabasas, that's probably rental property, she's gonna say. But this is the problem with our community. I'm not saying a representative shouldn't be successful, but a $6 million mansion and everybody's walking around in the district looking like shit, definite problem. And it's just like Wendell Champion said yesterday. If you think you want to see her resume, you want to see Maxine's resume, you want to see Sheila Jackson Lee's resume, if you go to any Black representative and you look at their resume, it's the district. And if you think that district is good and the trash and the prostitution and everything that's going on, the drug selling going on is okay, that's their resume. And it's the same thing here in California. And it was just, if you see that video, and I put the link up into the comments, if you guys see that video, tell me the difference between South Central Los Angeles and 3rd Ward Houston and some areas down there in Houston. Ain't no different.
Not a goddamn thing. It's the same thing. I mean, even though they live in the segregated part of the community, it doesn't look like the other areas of the community. Some of these people don't even live in the districts they represent. For example, Jared Davis doesn't live over there, in District B. Jared Davis lives in Pearland or somewhere on that other side, but that's the reason that our communities look like this, because I'm gonna be honest with you. If they realistically lived in our communities, there's no way in hell they would live amongst what we live amongst. It's no way in hell they would, be cool with the drug dealing or with the gang violence or with the trash or with the illegal dumping, the failing of the schools, us living in food deserts. If they lived in our communities, it would not be good enough for them. See, these high-priced Negroes that we done made, You know, Auntie Maxine, God bless her. You know, I'll say this here, that she's a part of the problem. She's a part of the problem. You live in a $6 million mansion. Here's the dumbest question I could ask. Where she get $6 million from?
Didn't I said the very same thing.
Because I know when she first ran, she ain't had no $6 million. Where she get $6 million from? Do it ever flood? Do it ever flood in her neighborhood? Nope. Do the earthquakes ever mess up her house? Do the fires ever get, you know, in California, get close to her front door? No, because they'll never go through what we go through, because they are not true representation of the communities that we in.
Yeah, you know, well, we all know that a lot of politicians, when they get in office, they're not making a whole lot of money, depending on which seat they sit on. But the money comes from the favors, the lobbyists. Hey, you know what? If you go ahead and allow us to build a whoop-de-whoop over here, you know, that organization you got, we're going to go ahead and give, you know, a big donation to that. And then, of course, the donation funnels the money down. You know, they wash the money launder, and all of that, and then they end up in a $6 million house. But as I said before, I mean, politicians are going to do what they do with the money. Great, fine, whatever. You want to go buy you a Hermes bag and then drive your Bentley into your mansion,
red bottoms, shoes, whatever.
I don't have a problem with it, but I do have a problem with it when you are doing that and you're living high on the hog, while the people who continue to vote for you, which they're kind of stupid for doing it, forgive me for saying it, but, you know, they're struggling. You're not giving any of that money back. Like, if you're getting big, giant donations from lobbyists and stuff, why don't you go and, you know, maybe build a center or funnel some of that money into the people in the neighborhood? And that way people can say, well, yeah, I know, you know, before she got in the office, she was about to be in foreclosure, but now she done moved into not saying that's true about Maxine, but I'm saying in general, now she lives in a $6 million mansion. You know what? Fine. But one thing we're not going to do is say Maxine don't do stuff for us because she done helped us do this and our neighborhoods are that, and she built a center. And I ain't talking about no funky turkey stuff, but I'm talking about like some real things you can say. Maxine Waters is all right with me, but they don't do that.
Legacy.
They don't do that. They take all the money and they run.
Exactly. So, you know,
we continue to vote these people in, knowing their indiscretions. We continue to vote these people in, knowing that a bunch of them have violated state and federal law. But yet we continue to complain about our situation and where we live and what we go through. I don't get it. I'm not trying to get it. I'm calling them out, those that don't like it. Any Negro that goes up against me at this point, for me calling out a politician, they probably giving you something on the cool. Whatever that may be, you're getting something on the cool. The lowest level Negro, you getting something. If it's free tickets to an event, if it's an air conditioning because they need you to vote a certain way, if you're a precinct chair, you know, we know the game. We know what y'all doing, man. Y'all selling the hood out, especially y'all people that are in positions that where you know, like we might have a special election and it goes to the precinct chairs instead of going to the voters, and then all of a sudden the politician paying y'all off on the slip and everybody know it. And then you want us to believe that these people work in our best interest. No, they work in the best interest of you suckers who take anything, who take crumbs for anything that they do. You feel what I'm saying? And some of y'all are sickening, and it is what it is. Really, it's a whole bunch of black cards need to be revoked at this point. And I'm not just talking about politicians. Demetri.
That reminds me, since we're talking about black women, Lord have mercy. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I know Donovan's on Twitter. And there was a hashtag going around for the last couple of days called Blame Black Men. And I guess black women are mad with black men because some of you all are voting for Trump. And it's basically like, how dare you? How could you? And, you know, and blaming y'all for wanting to have patriarchy and all this other stuff. And it's actually
remember your girl Simone Sanders. Black men need to sit down and shut up until we tell you what you're going to do.
Yeah, and it was Jamel Hill, actually. Yes, she's a sports writer. I'm trying to find the tweet. She actually kicked it off by talking kind of, let me see if I can find it really quick. But so the hashtag was trending, blame black men, and attached to this hashtag, a lot of black men and some black women got in on it. And basically it was like, blame black men for the Hindenburg crashing. Blame black men for Popeyes running out of chicken sandwiches. So
blame black men for the decisions you make and who the father of your children are. Blame us for that too.
So basically the original tweet that Jamel came out with, she says, I have increasingly found that many black men just want better access to patriarchy. They don't actually want it dismantled. And so, a lot of, black men went hard in the paint. It was like, well, is that like a dog whistle for we would rather have y'all emancipated and, not emancipated, but emasculated to where you don't have any say. So it's like, you black men, patriarchy is a thing. Now shouldn't be a thing as a way they're trying to make it seem like, men want to dominate women. But to me, patriarch is considered the head of something, right? The head of a household, the head of a family. And so Black Twitter, especially men, went bonkers with a lot of, celebrities got in on it. Blame black men. They attached a hashtag to everything that happened in history. Blame black men for slavery. It was just, it was wild, but it's like, I just personally,
agenda. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what's going on here? And then it was one writer, I can't think of her name, Brittany somebody. She was basically saying we should withhold sex from black men if they vote. If they vote for Trump. Now listen, I'm not into body shaming nobody, but Tariq Nasheed ain't got no sense. She's probably about a deuce and a quarter, maybe about 300 pounds or so. And if that's your thing, it's your thing. But Tariq Nasheed puts a picture up of her talk about withholding sex from black.
She would have no problem.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. Now I'm gonna jump on that. Withhold sex because a man want to vote for Donald Trump. Well, there have been great philosophers throughout the world and throughout history that have said some things that were just phenomenal. So I'm going to quote one of the greatest philosophers of black people as it relates to that comment of withholding sex if you vote for Donald Trump. In the immortal words of Clifford Harris, aka T.I., you can keep your pussy shouted.
But I want you guys to think about this. Okay, we have this election. The election is going to come and go. They are now running these black Republicans in the neighborhood. Because think about it. You can't take a white guy to come down to the hood and talk about, could you please vote for me? You've got these new people like Wendell Champion and this young man here in LA that are challenging these 35, 40-year plus congressional talkers. And I think we really do have a good chance of upsetting the apple cart, because as we talk on these shows, internet and all this other stuff, and people are starting to wake up, do not be surprised that some of these districts are going to be flipped back to Republican. Do not be surprised by that. We're not telling you how to vote and where to vote.
Everybody tired of this foolishness, man. Exactly. People are tired of this, man. Let's just be real about it, man. Those of us that are out here grinding every day for these different neighborhoods and these different cities, all over the country. Some people are tired, man. And just because y'all got something going on right now with this Donald Trump thing, and you want him out by any means necessary, and you feel like you could drag black men and all that, and we don't really give a damn no more. Some of us done woke up. It ain't nothing you can tell some of us. We're not trying to hear it anymore. I'm riding down the street with my partner. He taking me to the hospital. He make a real sharp turn, you know, because this is pothole that's been there for 4 years. Now all of a sudden you come and you put some tar, whatever they put over it, to try to make it look good because it's election time. Come on, man. Is that the best we can do? You can fill up a pothole, but you can't. Why don't we try this? Instead of gentrifying the neighborhood, why don't we beautify the neighborhood? Why don't we beautify the neighborhood? But see, beautification doesn't put money in their pockets. Gentrification makes them rich. So those that don't get it, look, you keep your ass. If you want to hold your ass and talk about I can't have none because I voted for Trump, then I'll be the first one to drive you to the sex store so you can go get you 9 inches of limp dildo to handle your business, because I'm not finna vote for no Joe Biden.
Exactly. And then our good friend William Arant, he put up a link where Maxine Waters, and it's true, I'm not taking anything away from Maxine Waters or even to Sheila Jackson Lee and stuff like that, but here in California, she does have a Waters Training Center, okay? But guess who benefits from that training center? It ain't Black people. She gentrified her neighborhood. In that district now is mostly, the people that go to that training center are mostly Hispanic. Very few Black people take advantage of that training center because they've been gentrified out of the area. After this pandemic, you guys, if you guys come to Los Angeles right now, if you came to and landed at LAX and drove outside of LAX, you will see homeless people all over the place. And a lot of those homeless people are us because the rent is high. We have nowhere to go. So yeah, you have a politician that puts a little center in there, but just like everything else, economic zones and whatever that they do to help us, other people benefit off of it, and we rarely get anything out of it.
They've actually, to me, and I want to see if Dimitri got some comments on this, they've gentrified and they've even segregated the pandemic. The help that you could get from the pandemic. Look like the only people that's getting rental assistance is the people that's cool with the politicians. In the state of Texas, the only people that seem to be getting their house fixed from Harvey is the people that are connected to the politicians. So when it comes down to it, as long as you're not kissing a politician's ass, ain't nothing finna be, on front line for you. And we need to understand that at the end of the day, your grandma's house is not fixed because grandma is an old soldier and she will not kiss Turner's ass. So therefore she to move from the front of the list to the back of the list. Well, guess what? I ain't Rosa Parks because I ain't got no problem sitting on the back of the bus. Long as that motherfucker get me where I'm going, I don't care where I sit. So I ain't gonna kiss your ass to get what I want. And that's what the problem is right now. All these Black politicians require you to kiss their ass, man. And that's the only way I can put it. Ain't nobody doing it no more, bro. And the younger people ain't trying to hear you because they doing so bad, they don't want to talk about nothing you talking about. They don't want to talk about it. Say, man, do any of y'all need a ride to the dildo store?
It's something wrong with you. But listen, let me read to you. Her name is Brittany Cooper. On Twitter, her name is Professor Crunk. Okay, that's her name. So she said, I'm reminded that in the 19th century, Black women used sex strikes to make sure that brothers didn't vote against Black interests, which is to say there has always been this rogue Black male element among us. This rogue Black male element among us. And sisters have always been on point. Anyway, I've said enough today. And so she goes on to say, by the way, this happened during the period when Black men could vote after 1870 and Black women couldn't. Some brothers wanted to vote Democrat back then, but the GOP was the party of Lincoln. So women treated the vote of their dudes as their family vote. When those dudes tried to vote with the enemy at that time, the Democrats who had fought to keep slavery, Black women withheld sex as one tactic to make Black men use the vote to benefit Black people. Wait, it says Black male, rogue black male. You rogue black man.
Say, make it go worldwide, man. So I'm gonna ask you, this woman here, you got a picture of her by any chance? What she look like? No, don't even put the picture up. What she look like?
You laughing at
because I'm gonna tell how she look.
She's a big girl. She's a big girl.
Okay, well let's stop.
I mean, big girl like Precious.
I ain't got no problem with big women. Never had a problem with big women in my life. Love big girls. Put her a little bit closer. Put Professor Clump a little bit closer. Now, see, this is the problem. You can take a picture down. You know, Halloween is a couple of weeks away. And if you ain't got no pumpkin, since you want to make these comments about black men, if you ain't got no pumpkin for Halloween, see if you can find her and put her ass in the window. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It's always the bad built ones. It's always the ugly ones. And yeah, some of y'all ugly, man. All this about, oh, they beautiful on the inside, but we can't see the inside. But some of y'all is toe-down and it ill what it ill, man. A nice looking woman like Vivica, yeah, they got male issues. But some of y'all like her, I mean, baby, if I had 40 fingers, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm 5-star and I got pimp tendencies back in the day, I could put up 40 fingers and still be counting and wouldn't have to worry about your initiative to stop somebody from having sex with me because of who I voted for. Now, I need her to honestly say, can you put up 3 to just say you had sex with any type of man, a black or white one, anything. See, when you open them can of worms with me, I'm gonna give it to you. Little mama, you are not in the position with that thong stuck up the crack of your ass like some dental floss to try to tell somebody who the hell they can sleep with and who they can vote with. I'm gonna tell you now, Lizzo, get with your peoples, man. Everybody big is not sexy. Therefore, you don't have to worry about it, young lady, because I could go vote for Biden, Trump, Mickey Mouse, George Jetson, and I still would not sleep with your ragged ass.
Yes, absolutely. But, you know, think about this, though. Why would you tell us to vote a certain way when we've been doing that for over 90 years and we are in the situation we are today? Every time I talk to a baby boomer, meaning my parents' generation, not one of them, they like to take, you know, credit for the civil rights movement. And great, yeah, and they deserve that credit. They were there, they were the ones marching and doing whatever. But they can't refute the fact, look where you led us. Look where we're at today. I didn't learn to go shop at Mervyn's and Walmart, you know, by myself. You taught me to do that instead of learning.
Really did no marching except from the living room to the kitchen.
Right. You know? So
and the only thing she ever lifted up was a fork.
Absolutely. So, you know, we have to put the onus on, like, let's try something different. The definition of insanity. Why not try and say, let me look over here and see what this Green Party's talking about. Does this, you know, kind of fit where I want to go? And I'm not afraid to say it. I voted Green Party presidential and I down balloted straight out. And that's what we should be doing, because what we're doing right now is not working, Black woman.
Say, man, you know this, it sounds like I'm cracking jokes, but I'm being dead serious, man. I wouldn't worry about sleeping with her because I don't do bears. And look like she been climbing trees. So I'm just, see, some of these women in prominent positions in the United States of America, you know, like the woman, the KRS-One woman that started all the foolishness with Me Too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to call it what it is, man. Because y'all been, I'm about sick of these women dragging black men for the last 2-3 years because it seemed like it's the thing to do. Now you want to drag us for 3 years, but you want us to step to the plate and vote for a racist? No, not gonna happen. You need to go and research that quote. It's in one of your history books from Clifford Harris, T.I. You can keep it, shout it. I'm serious. And that's what it is. Demetri over there crying, laughing. But I'm just telling you, every black woman speaking, and y'all black women need to have a conference. See if you can get one of the biggest stadiums in the United States of America, and they can do away with the COVID situation for about 2 or 3 hours. And some of y'all good looking women need to tell some of these bears that they don't represent y'all. And this is why the prominent, educated black man that's, got his stuff together don't with some of y'all, man, because these people out here representing y'all, man. Just like everybody, y'all don't want no crazy black dude representing you with no goddamn helmet on, look like he forgot his bicycle. Look like I done forgot my bicycle. This is my tactical helmet, though. But you don't want me to represent you. You some of y'all didn't want Barack Obama to represent you. So why ain't nobody with some common sense on the woman's side stepping up to the plate and telling these people that the zoo closes at 5 o'clock every day? Please lock up your animals and keep them off of Twitter.
Absolutely. And then, you also got to look at that caliber of women on that show. A majority of them date men that are younger than them. Why? So they can control those men. There's a lot of women out there, and I'm not saying, you guys can date whoever you want to date, but a lot of women now are dating these younger men because they're playing PlayStation all day. So while she goes to work, he's at home and she knows that's where he's at playing his video games. And they want to control the situation. But when a real man steps up, even if you don't agree with him, at least work on the plan and try to edit the plan and come up with something to add or subtract from that plan and say, let's do this. But no, you want to criticize it and then crash the whole damn thing.
I am an animal lover. But certain animals should not be able to speak for black people. And I'm just being straight up with you. And Cube, you see, that woman there is a little bear. You sat in the room with a pack of wolves. Say, man, you got to know how to identify the animals, man. You got to know how. I think all of them need a chip in their neck. You got to know everybody don't have good intentions, bro. And right now, they scrambling trying to get a piece of the limelight. That's what they doing. And they using every opportunity they can to try to get a piece of the spotlight. Because, like I said, man, Vivica ain't been relevant in a minute. Now, you did look good the other night on Netflix when I watched, Set It Off. But since then, what the fuck have you done to even open your mouth to represent anybody? What have you done? If you couldn't even handle it. See, and you're an old woman and you couldn't even handle a child. You couldn't even handle 50. But you want to tell a strong black man what to do. Man, these black brothers going to vote for who they want. They're going to vote with their conscience. They're going to do their research. They're going to vote with their knowledge. And if they choose not to vote for Biden, then I guess we won't be sleeping with a few of y'all. But here's the secret that I need to tell the world. We wasn't sleeping with you anyway.
I think I flatlined a couple of times, like seriously. William, I see you found that hashtag there on Twitter. He's tweeting if you tweeting. He put a couple of them up in the comment section. One of them was, the Great Depression happened because black men were lazy, refused to contribute to society, and didn't care about the economy. That was in the blame black men hashtag too. And then there was another one I saw he put up. Let's see. It says, I shot the sheriff, hashtag blame black men. So yeah, they had a whole bunch of creative hashtags, but I just think, so black women, I guess, are supposed to withhold sex from you guys because you don't want to vote for Joe Biden. I'm like, is this real life?
Look, man, I'm going to teach you a few things, and I'm going to teach you one important thing. If you're living with somebody withholding the sex. All right, because, well, baby, who you gonna vote for? I don't think I'm gonna vote for Biden. Well, you ain't gonna get no sex. Say, man, go right over there in that corner and get you some baby oil or some lotion and just Make it work for itself, homie. Make it work for itself. And when I don't need you right now anyway.
Well, here's the good thing about that. See, and I think that is a stupid plan for that woman to say that. Do you know how many young moms are out of work right now and need diapers and formula for their babies? So if you don't want to do it, I can always, take my $50 because the market is setting the price. You see what I'm saying?
Wow. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, I don't even, I guess it's so, like Gary said, in some places, throughout history, the movie Chirac, that was kind of, the premise was the women were going to withhold sex from the men until all the violence and stuff stopped. So I guess at some cases, yeah, in history it worked, but so black women supposed to withhold the poot nanny from black men because they won't vote for, Jim Crow Joe.
Say they gonna withhold the sex until the violence stops. So somebody walk up on you with a pistol. What you thinking about? Man, do I pull my pistol? Or, man, she got that wop, man. She can make you say, man, y'all need to cut that out, man. Some of y'all don't need to be, say, man, they don't need to put microphones in front of certain people. I know that's how some people feel about me some nights. But, if you want to hold it, man. Hold it. I bet you if you could meet Joe or Trump, they wouldn't hold it.
And speaking of Joe,
black men don't listen to that foolishness, man.
And speaking of Joe and Trump, your girl Omarosa, who is the Trump campaign has suing her for defamation. Basically, Trump is not paying his lawyers, so your girl might the case might be thrown out, and your girl might be back in the community among us and just kicking it like she's always been kicking it with us. So you guys that keep saying this is a great,
do that in the country. Mm-hmm. She must be going to the country and do that because ain't a major city in America finna give her a black card back. Omarosa, you should have slept with somebody. It's obvious you didn't.
Right, but here we are, this great businessman, this great leader of industry who's $400 million in debt to somebody, can't even pay $56,000 of legal fees to his lawyers. If he was a real billionaire, they pull that out of their pocket. That's pocket change. And, so that thing is about to go. So Sister's going to walk off of that. And as far as his taxes and stuff, if this man was really a billionaire, he can solve all this. Just show us the taxes. Show us the taxes.
Man, the man ain't been paying no taxes. The man used every loophole in the world and got away with it, man. And if they really want to just be real about it, pull a whole bunch of them taxes. And you'll see they all do the same thing. It ain't like Trump doing something that the rest of them ain't doing. It's a whole bunch of them do it, man. Democratic and Republican. Man, you in a different tax bracket. You see what I'm saying? And that's why 50 said what he said. Biden's plan wouldn't work for him. 50 didn't have to deal with them people, and you don't deal with the I to the R to the S. They don't give a damn if you're Republican or Democrat. They want their money. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
The only difference is, people, every time a black person get caught up, they got it all on the news. We always do the perk walk. They don't. That don't mean they ain't getting caught up. But I also know when you got a tax issue, they give you the option to pay them. Now, if you don't pay them, they're going to do what they need to do. But Trump lives under the same tax laws that we all live under. If you could go learn, man, my tax man at home now, just talked to him yesterday. Say, man, if you want to learn how to work them income taxes, then stop going to your cousin house, trying to use her kids at tax time to get earned income credit. That's all we seem to know. And then when you get caught up, you cannot find the school registration. You don't have nothing that say that child live in your house, and them people get to jamming up your taxes, and now you mad because somebody understands the tax laws and knows how to get around them. We can learn the same thing. Teach yourself. You think I'm out here traveling like this here and I'm not keeping my receipts? You think I'm not finna write all this stuff off? Every time I get on a plane, I got them receipts, man. I'm writing all that off. But y'all don't know about that. You're driving trucks, you keep your logbook. Write all the miles off. But see, we don't want to educate ourselves. We just think, oh, it's supposed to be this way. Well, whatever, man. Man, y'all need some yak or something. Yak and put a hump in your back.
Yeah, and the other thing too is they're more than likely to crack down on Boonquisha before they do Trump behind some tax fraud, and her tax fraud will be minimal compared to what Trump may or may not be doing. But yeah, so
you go through the projects and you trying to figure out how you even got a tax return. You ain't never had no job. You acting like you got your own business. You going to the store every day ain't a business.
Yeah. You know what, Monroe? I always ask that. It's like, well, if you on Section 8 and stuff, you don't never had a job. How are you getting a tax return?
Because some people work just enough to keep the benefits and just enough to justify getting a tax return.
Let's see if they really understand taxes, because we roll in the night, y'all. Let's go with it a little while. Every year when I had a job, I would only allow the federal government to tax my check 6 months out the year. That's it. The other 6, I'm exempt. Why? Because they only tax you for 6 months. Everything else is an overpayment. That's how you end up with a return. That means you've overpaid them. Oh, I'm winning, man. I'm getting it. You ain't winning, dog. You paid them. So my thing was, say, man, I go in there. You want to be exempt, Mr. Monroe? I need all my chippers. I don't need them to take nothing out my check for 6 months. And then when June come, I go right back in that personnel office and put me in there for 4 dependents. And I ain't got but 1. But I'm going to put 4 because you still ain't going to get all my money. So if you don't understand tax, the way the tax laws are set up, then that's your fault, man. Everybody see us, we look for games. We look for things that can elevate us. So, back when everybody was selling crack, everybody put the crack in their hand. Okay, we flipped around to the 2000s. Everybody want to open up an income tax service. Motherfucker doing babysitting, income tax, selling pig feet out the back door. Everybody want to be the tax man. These people don't understand tax laws, man. They don't understand it. So yeah, they might go after Trump. But the thing is, if they roll up in an apartment complex in Houston, 90% of it will go to jail, because all of y'all saying y'all got jobs, you ain't got no job.
Ooh, well, you guys have heard it here first. Some tax advice from Gary. So yeah, anyway, you guys, we are at the end of Friday, or the week rather, the war is on. So we thank you guys so much for joining us once again. We'll be back on Monday. Gary, are you going to be doing any Hood CNN throughout the weekend, or are you going to rest yourself?
I'm going to rock the Hood CNN, but Monday is the first day for the Warzone Morning Show, and got my first sponsor, Car Solutions with Kevin Hawkins. If you're in Houston and you need a car, man, my man gonna be on the show. He gonna call in, say, man, go holler at him, man. The man don't care nothing about no credit. He gonna put you in something nice. You ain't gotta have a whole bunch of money. He got situations where, a single mom on welfare, you got 800, he can put you in a nice car. So, yeah, you ain't getting no Maserati. I'm gonna tell you that now. He gonna get you something that can get you from point A to point B. Because that's the only place you're going. You ain't going to work. But, Monday morning, yeah, me and Rodney Bingham, we kick it off, man. and I got my playlist ready, and we gonna do a verses every day. And the first week, we gonna do the verses that everybody's scared to do. I'm putting Michael Jackson up against Prince on the show, and we gonna see. So y'all call in. The only way you can hear this show is if you download the app Street 100 The Heat. I'm telling you, we going off Monday morning, man. So I'm you know, if you're old school, I'm gonna make you pull that Cove and get your dance on I-45, partner. I can promise you that. But during the weekend, yeah, we gonna do some things. And Monday, she coming back. We got a special guest Monday. Marianne Huffman, who I endorsed, is coming back to the War Zone, Harris County District Attorney. Because it's some things we need to talk about, and we need to go on and my two friends, they didn't have to endorse. I endorsed her. I'm, you know, what it is. But she coming back the same way we'll bring anybody back that wants to come back. You politicians that's out there with the non-traditional campaigning where you ain't got no signs, you ain't got no money, man, holler at us. We'll bring you on the War Zone, but we like Trump. You know, the IRS, you got to pay that tax. Come on here, man. We ain't playing with you. You go on KCOH and Magic 102 and 97.9, you pay them a grip. We just need our chippers, man. Final thoughts, Ms. Demetri.
My final thoughts, especially in regards to Ice Cube, and really just black men and women. I would just say we as black women need to get comfortable. And I know this is a loaded conversation. Maybe we can have another show about it. Just get comfortable again with black men doing what they do, and that's lead. Let them lead. You know, and if we have an opportunity to be around, you know, a great black man, especially, you know, we got two of them right here, especially, but Ice Cube. You know, don't beat him up. Don't tear him down, you know, especially at the behest of the white man. It's like, come on now, really? Let's start lifting each other up, black men and women, lifting each other up, and let's start taking advice so that we can be better, because regardless of who's in the White House, we're all going to be screwed unless we save ourselves, and we are better together.
Final thoughts, Donald.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, black woman, we need you just as much as you need us. I know sometimes you feel that we take advantage of you or we don't appreciate you, but that ain't all of us. You know, if Donald Trump wins the election, we have less than 2 weeks now. I think it's less than 10 days. The world's not going to end. I guarantee you, we will wake up and there will be another day. And what we need to start thinking about is dates to lead us into a different direction. It's as simple as that. You know, if you want to vote Democrat, vote Democrat. But again, I live in California. Please explain to me why California doesn't have universal health care. Democrats own this state, and we don't have universal health care here. So, you know, again, don't be afraid of the future. It's coming. They said 92 million or something, whatever, warehouse jobs are not coming back. AI is replacing them. So you guys got to get out there and become informative of you know, what new jobs and technologies that's going to be out there, and elect those people that are going to bring those jobs to your city and to your neighborhood.
I want to say this here, man. Support the brothers, man. A lot of us, we really out here grinding for y'all, doing what we do. And I'm going to leave you with this here because it just needs to be said. You're jumping on Cube. You're talking about holding the coochie. You're talking about holding the coochie from Cube. But I tell you this here. If he wasn't married to Kim and you ran up on him, I bet you give him some. Say, man, another spirited discussion from the greatest team to ever grace social media. It's the War Zone. I want to thank my good friend Donovan Sadiq, the Queen Demetri K, and I am Jackathon Joe, the 5-star general. Say, man, until Monday morning, 7 o'clock, War Zone Radio, the morning show. Me and Rodney Bigham is going down, man. You gotta have the app. I can't put it on Facebook. If you ain't got the app at 7 o'clock, you're gonna miss history in the making, I promise you. Until Monday, we'll holler at you.